You know, I pondered a question yesterday. I was like, do I go see this new animation, The Wild Robot, or do I go see whiny grandpa's movie that's probably super pretentious and thinks that he made the greatest movie ever made? Turns out I made the right decision. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about The Wild Robot, written and directed by Chris Sanders, who has had a hand in Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon. After a shipwreck, an intelligent robot called Roz is stranded on an uninhabited island. To survive the harsh environment, Roz bonds with the island's animals and cares for an orphaned baby goose. I didn't review this last night after I had seen it because I just needed to collect my thoughts a little bit on it. And that's not to say that this movie is bad, because it's not. This is a fantastic movie. What I mean by trying to collect my thoughts is that there's just so much in this movie that is so thought provoking. You could even say the movie is heavy at times, but there's so much in here to take away from this movie. I've gone on record as to saying not every movie has to have valuable life lessons for you to learn about, but The Wild Robot doesn't just have one, but it has like multiple life lessons. It's like if Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi actually gave his 3 lessons, but they were about life instead of the Force. You know what I mean? It's just so valuable to a kid, to an adult, to an adult who might be a shithead or an asshole. You'll definitely walk away learning something from this movie, and that doesn't take away from how beautifully animated The Wild Robot is and the perfect voice cast. Every single frame looks like it's an illustration that's come to life, and that is intentional because this was a children's book, and I guarantee that that's the art style that Chris Sanders wanted to go for, an illustration that comes to life. And I really love that. And there's even scenes where it looks like they went into the wild, filmed a bunch of stuff, and then put cartoon characters into that scene. It looks so good. But the biggest takeaway here is those life lessons. That's what makes it so thought provoking. And there's so many character arcs here and so many great characters. Roz is such a great character, this nurturing, motherly figure for this little gosling named Bright Bill. Bright Bill has to go on this entire journey where he's coming of age. He doesn't know what happened to his actual family. He has to learn how to fly because the flock of geese on this island are going south for the winter. There's this fox named Fink who also has his own character arc. He starts as the stubborn jerk, but ends up becoming a father figure to Bright Bill as well. And each life lesson evokes emotion out of you. And it's not the fact that it's sad. No, there are parts of this movie that are sad. And that's part of the tear jerking element of this movie. But also, the tear jerking element of this movie also comes from the happiness, the realization of who certain characters are to other characters, you know? Watching these animals grow and grow. That's what took the emotional toll on me. I don't look, I might just be becoming a big giant weenie, but in these types of movies like How to Train Your Dragon, yeah, I cry at the end, okay? Yeah, it's toothless. This movie, oh man, that wrecked me, man. This wrecked me. Tears streaming down my face, and I might be the biggest weenie on the planet now because I was never like this when I was a teenager. But now that I'm an adult, I'm just like, so yeah, this grown man cried. Okay, it's okay to cry. If you're a grown up, it's all right. Literally bawling my eyes out in some scenes, especially at the end, because of these valuable life lessons. In these life lessons, it makes these characters blossom. So in those moments where it is tear jerking, you feel for the characters. You have a strong connection to the characters as a member of the audience. And Chris Sanders, from his animation background, he knows how to get those emotions out of you, man. This was by far DreamWorks' best movie in years. They've been on a hit and miss trajectory ever since they started making animated films. Like Shrek is great, Shrek 2 is great, but the trajectory of Shrek went right down the tube with Shrek 3. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is really good. This movie might be the pinnacle of DreamWorks animation. This is them at their best. And not to be a cynical bastard or anything, but I'm so happy after having all this feeling of emotion with this movie that I went to see this one instead of the one made by the old grumpy man who's still trying to stay relevant in the industry. I loved every single moment of this movie because it was so thought-provoking in a heavy but yet pleasant way that just evokes so much emotion out of you to go against this picturesque backdrop of this island full of animals that you come to love. The Wild Robot definitely belongs in popcorn heaven. So if you guys have seen The Wild Robot, let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I'll see you at the movies somewhere.